Most people think you can't get anime level legs with just calisthenics, but the truth is you can if you know the right exercises. And in this video, I'm going to show you what they are, how to do them, and beginner variations in case you're not strong enough yet. And the best part is, you can do these exercises literally anywhere. So there's no excuse for tiny Saja boy chicken legs. Yes, I watched K-pop Demon Hunters, and yes, I kinda liked it. Now the key to unlocking the aesthetic anime level legs of somebody like Baki, it's all about developing those quad muscles. And if there's one exercise you must not skip if you want some juicy thick hams, some of you might already know, it's a calisthenics classic, the pistol squat. It's great for leg strength, develops balance, and was one of the best muscle builders for my legs when I first started. In fact, I also use it as a metric for grade 2 calisthenics athletes in my Protagonist Method program. But the problem is, most people have no clue how to train for this amazing exercise. So I'm gonna give you guys the no BS tutorial so you can start getting them big ass legs. First things first, can you do 20 squats? If not, get good, grasshopper. One must learn to walk before they learn to fly. But once you can do 20 squats, you're going to want to build up that foundational strength. The best place to start is the pistol box squat. This is where you do a pistol squat onto a chair and come back up. Less balance is involved and it lowers the range of motion, but it still requires you to drive your leg downward, so you're still working on strength, still working on a little bit of that technique. Once you start to get stronger, we can increase that range of motion, but we're still not ready for balance just yet. So the next thing you'll want to do is assisted pistol squats. Grab something like the edge of a door frame or the corner of a wall in order to keep your balance. This will allow you to practice the technique of the one-legged squat and work on pushing your full body weight with full range of motion. At this point, you're going to be feeling it in your legs a lot more and you're going to start developing some strength and size. But before you head into full pistol squats, start doing this next progression, pistol squat negatives. This is where you can finally start to develop that one-legged balance. Don't worry about going back up. The main focus should be to maintain your balance all the way down. But if you feel strong enough, and if you're a little cocky bastard, go ahead and do the full move. Applause to you. Unlocking the pistol squat is a huge milestone in your leg growth journey. But believe it or not, there's actually a better leg exercise than the pistol squat that you could do literally anywhere. This is the single leg step up. Not only does it target the exact same muscles as the pistol squat, but it requires far less balance. And in my opinion, makes the legs fatigue a lot more. And all you're gonna need is something to step on. This could be a chair, a couch, a rock, or your fellow brother of the rice fields. And if you want, use a wall for extra support. Now, the shorter your stepping thingamajiggy is, the easier it will be to do this exercise. But the higher up it is, the more stretch and range of motion you'll be using on your glutes and quads. But this exercise is not as simple as it seems. There are 3 mistakes that are super easy to make, which if you do these, your legs are probably gonna grow slower than they should. Mistake number 1, leaning way too much. You are creating momentum with your body instead of using pure leg drive. Mistake number 2, you're letting the dogs out. If you leave your toes on the floor, you're gonna be tempted to create momentum with your other foot, robbing you of those sweet gains. Instead, just have your heel in contact with the ground. Then it becomes impossible to cheat with that naughty foot. Mistake number 3, slow the hell down. Don't just slam down on your heel. For one, it hurts, but 2, again, you're robbing yourself of good gains. You're going to want to control the negative in order to master this movement. Because mastery of the single leg step up could be the difference between Baki's legs and Okarun's legs. But getting anime level legs is more than just getting big legs. Let's say you do have Baki sized legs. Congratulations. But how useful would they be if you were as stiff as cardboard? Which is why training mobility on top of all of this mass and size building is amazing for lower body. If I could only pick one exercise to do this, it would have to be Cossack squats. An incredibly versatile exercise that trains the leg one at a time, but also opens up those hips. And there's actually 2 ways to do it. You could train with your foot facing up, which is going to stretch more of your hamstrings, or you could train with your foot resting on the ground, which is going to open up those inner hips more. Either way you choose, just make sure to shoot that straight leg into the ground and open up that working leg as much as you can. But maybe some of you have spent way too long sitting at your desk playing League of Legends that you have absolutely no hip mobility. But don't worry, I got you. If you have the hips of a 90-year-old Japanese grandma, then start off with deep, wide squats. This will get your hips moving without risk of ripping anything. You're probably not gonna rip anything, but you know. After that, try going slightly wider, but offsetting your leg just a bit so you can put slightly more work on one leg. Then as you get more comfortable, slowly extend your leg more and more until you start doing partial Cossack squats, and then eventually you'll straighten your leg completely doing full Cossack squats. And pretty soon, you're gonna have Luffy levels of flexibility. By the way, all of these leg exercises are included in the Protagonist Method program, even exercises that are not on this list. Not only are there regressions so you can do these workouts at any strength level, but you also have a myriad of progressions so that you can advance your leg training from wherever it is now to wherever you want to go. So if you're tired of having chicken legs all the damn time, then check out the link in the description. But if flexibility and mobility is something that you care about, this next exercise is a damn good job at it. One of the biggest issues with calisthenics is that it can be difficult to isolate a specific muscle, especially for the legs. And this matters because if we want good leg aesthetics, we gotta know how to isolate specific parts of our legs, which is why I love doing this next lower body exercise, reverse Nordic curls. The body weight leg extension, if you will. Not gonna lie, since I started doing these, my quad growth has been crazy. You start by getting on your knees. Get your mind out of the gutter. Then leaning back as far as you can stretch, and then shooting back up. That stretch not only feels good, but it works magic for muscle growth. But I know some of you are thinking that you'll probably pop something if you tried that, and while that's probably not gonna happen, here are some ways you can work up to it. First tactic, lower the range of motion. Just go as far back as your strength level will allow. No need to go all the way, just feel the muscles working. Second tactic, use assistance. If you have access to a resistance band, I recommend it. But then again, it wouldn't be a workout anywhere video if you had access to a resistance band. I see you comments. I know where you live. So moving on to tactic 3, good old negatives. Using your hands to catch yourself, you can practice going the full range of motion and get stronger through the whole movement. That way, you can get those nice quad muscles and build those juicy hams. But we can't just be working the quads and neglect the rest of our legs, especially if you care about becoming speed. Let me explain. Having powerful legs is a great sign of overall sprinting speed. Think of characters that run fast, like Gojo, Sung Jin Woo, freaking Saitama. In fact, the best runners in the world train their legs to a T. But it's what they train that matters more. So if you want to be fast like an anime character, you need to train those damn hamstrings. And my favorite way to do this is hip hinges. I love these because they also target your glutes. And unlike other hamstring exercises like Nordic curls, you can do these anywhere, like on the edge of a couch or a heavy bed. You want to just bend at the hip as low as you can and slowly go down until you feel a stretch on your hammies, then come back up. If these are too difficult to do, try bending your legs a little bit towards the couch or bed so that you decrease the lever. And that way you can develop your hamstrings to be faster than even turbo grinding. But if there's another muscle to help develop that insane turbo speed, it would have to be one of the smallest and most neglected muscles in the entire world, the calves. I mean, just to show you how important calves muscles are, this is a picture of Baki's legs. Now let's surgically remove Baki's calves. Not only is he now incredibly sad, but his legs look pretty bad. And as someone with admittedly small calves, I can speak from experience. But I am doing my best to mitigate this by doing single leg calf raises. Now I like to do these on an elevated surface, like a parallel, or if you have access to some flight of stairs. It just allows me to stretch the calves and have them grow more. The truth is though, there's no single calisthenics exercise that'll get you aesthetic legs alone. If you're not putting in consistency and discipline in your training, you're never going to achieve any aesthetic physique. So watch this video to learn the Japanese secret to developing that consistency and discipline and become unrecognizable.